When connecting a wire to a terminal, we need to crimp that connection down. And one way of doing it is to use a tool like this that provides a place where we can insert that terminal and squeeze down and crimp it together and make a secure connection. Same thing can be done with this device that has a grip edge on it, though less so. This is almost like trying to use a pair of pliers to crimp these. You'll get a connection. Whether it's really strong and good is another question. Of course, to eliminate all the guesswork, you may want to go with something like this, the Klein Tools Ratcheting Crimper 3005CR. Once you get the blister pack open, you'll gain access to the cardboard that's on the inside, which includes instructions. So don't just go cutting through that or throwing it away. Then we get to the actual tool itself. First thing you may notice is that there are 3 different dies, 22 to 16, 16 to 14, 12 to 10. And they have corresponding colors of red, blue, and yellow. Most terminal connector sets come in colors of red, blue, and yellow, matching the red, blue, and yellow on your die. So all you have to do is find the correct connector for your wire gauge and then just match the color of that connector to your tool. Note the fastener above and below the die. This allows you to remove the die should you need to replace them. To change the crimping force, you simply remove this Phillips fastener and then you adjust this wheel here. Clockwise increases the force, counterclockwise decreases, and then you put the Phillips back in here to lock in that setting. Because this tool uses a ratcheting mechanism, once you start ratcheting, the only way to release the tool is to go through the entire cycle or come behind it and use the release lever, which allows it to open up again. Before crimping anything, we should probably be familiar with some of the terminal connections that are available in the set. This one comes with a ring, a spade, butt connector, wire goes in on this side and on this side, and they're crimped together. Then we have a female 1/4 inch and a male 1/4 inch. Of course, the gauge of the wire determines the type of terminal that you're going to use. For example, this is 16 gauge, so we end up using a red. For this wire, which is a 12 gauge, we end up using the yellow. Before we can crimp anything, we have to strip the insulation off the wire. So we'll need to pick a wire stripper. I prefer this Klein self-adjusting. You just stick the wire in there and you squeeze, and it doesn't matter the gauge. It'll strip off the insulation without damaging the wire itself. These require a little bit more skill level to avoid damaging the wire. The next question is, how much insulation do we strip off? Anywhere from 3/8 to a 1/4 inch should work depending on the terminator. Looking inside the back of the terminator, we see that there's a collar on the inside, and that's where this insulation will sit up against. So that's as far in as you should go with your wire. On the other side, we're looking for the wire to be slightly past the terminator. What we don't want is the wire protruding like that or disappearing inside the terminator. With the proper amount of insulation stripped off and the wire protruding just a bit, we are ready to crimp. Of course, the challenge is going to be that this will just move on you as you're trying to get it onto your crimping tool. So one suggestion is to actually put the terminator on the crimping tool, crimp down until it holds it in place. So now that frees up one less thing that's moving about, And now we can just insert our wire. Make sure it's sticking out the right length. And now my left hand's holding the wire in place while my right hand does the crimping. And there we have a double crimp on this. And if we pull on this, it's solid. And that's the way to do a proper crimp. Once again, we place the terminator in the crimping tool, squeeze down just enough so that it holds it in place. Then we insert our wire, making sure we have the right amount of wire coming through, that the insulation's up against that collar. And then I crimp a little further. I can release with my left hand, and I finish the crimping. And voila, we have a successful connection. We pull on it and it does not come apart, so we know it's good. This technique works with all terminator types and just makes things a little bit easier. This device can eliminate or at least lessen bad crimps because it does, as we saw, a double crimp. You're much more assured of getting a crimp that's going to stay and not come off anytime. When needing to make strong mechanical electrical connections with terminators, this Klein Tools 3005CR is the perfect tool. If you found this video interesting or useful, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, join the subscription team, and as always, thank you ever so much for watching.